Shalom Yashrala, this your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump into this here lesson, which is dealing with Biden in his first 100 days in office. But, going back to the election period or whatnot, or how you had a lot of these jakes out here that pretty much will cut your head off if you said that you wasn't voting or you wasn't voting for Joe Biden. They look at you like you was a sellout, and how this guy was going to try to save us from Donald Trump, not being pro-Trump or pro-Biden, but nevertheless, you about to get what you asked for, man. All right. So it says Biden promises 100 million jabs in the first 100 days, warning that Trump approach would take years. President-elect Joe Biden said Tuesday that the Trump administration efforts to jab millions of American people against the pandemic are falling behind what's needed to control the pandemic. Pledging to invoke the Defense Production Act, all right, they frame it mischief by law, and also through his policy shall destroy many, all right. It says pledging to invoke the Defense Production Act and launch jab education campaigns, all right, brainwashing the population, all right. See, these are the things that's going on, when you go into how to brainwash a nation and things like this, you go into Mein Kampf or MK Ultra or what's this guy's name? Yuri something, the ex-KGB agent on how to brainwash the nation. YouTube that, ex-KGB agent brainwashing the nation. All right, and he breaks it down and gives you the steps of how to brainwash a nation, which is really simple. All right, and if you knew about Hitler and what Hitler was doing when he said, hey, we're going to educate the youth. All right, the youth will grow up, become the politicians, the teachers, the parents, people running these businesses and so on and so forth. And they would just enact all the things that they've been taught from their youth. They didn't know that nothing would be different. All right, so just like the children that right now are growing up and, that are pretty much waking up to what life is like. And, as far as they remember and think about things is wearing masks, they don't see nothing wrong with wearing masks. That's the norm for them. So when they get older and people are like, yo, we don't want to wear masks, they're going to look at you funny. Like, why wouldn't you want to wear a mask? It's just what we do. You see what I'm saying? But nevertheless, because why? You've brainwashed the children. Again, the children are going to get older, become the politicians and so on and so forth, become parents and teach their children. All right. The elderly people, the older class people, they're going to be, they're going to eventually get old and die off. Like the scriptures say, can't put new wine in the old bottles. All right. You have too much pushback from these things, man. So what you go for the children first, and the children are going to grow up and they're going to spread this to everybody else, man. All right. So it says, and launch a jab education campaign to accelerate the process and deliver 100 million jabs in his first 100 days in office. All right. And why do they have to have this here educational campaign? All right. Because why? They need to brainwash you. All right. Into taking these things. It says criticizing President Trump over the administration's failure to achieve his pledge to jab 20 million Americans by the end of the year. Biden said he wanted to have 100 million people inoculated by the end of the first 100 days in office. All right. So, hey, look, again, you got 3 different classes. You got the elderly that ain't really working. They're retired or whatever, whatnot. You got the younger folks, from first being born to you in college and still living with your parents or whatever, whatnot. All right. Then you have the regular working class people, man. All right. You got about 300 million, over like 330, 340 million people over here in America. All right. Well, if you just take that working class, all right, because you've already starved them out from going to work and so on and so forth. So you screwing them over economically. All right. You pretty much choking them out. All right. Just like in a MMA match or something like that, man. You put somebody in one of these arm bars or some shit like that. You're going to force them to go against their own will. Their will is not to tap out and submit. They want to fight and they want to win. But if you got their arm to the breaking point and they're in so much pain and agony, the only thing that they can think about is getting out of that situation. All right. So, and when you think about that, that's where we are right now. They've got everybody's arm tied up into an arm bar economically and so on and so forth. You got these people that's out here in the working class right now that losing homes and finances and so on and so forth. So now they're their arm is behind their back. So they're looking for, any way out. And the only way out, tapping out right now is by what? Taking this here jab. Now, those people have children that they're trying to support and so on and so forth. And, well, fuck it, if I had to take it, my children will take it too. And then, they have the hopes, just the elderly people or whatever, whatnot, either just, over time just die off or whatever, whatnot. Now you got a fresh population, of the parents who got jabbed up or whatever, whatnot, the children that don't know no difference from these things. And they're going to, this is a perpetual cycle of things just going on, man. All right. Hey, just like how nowadays, our parents and grandparents don't really know about, to the same extent about these social media sites and everything like that and using all this here shit like that. They're not as connected as the youth that's growing up that ain't never known life without having a damn cell phone. These kids think that this is just normal. So what's wrong with the little kids nowadays? They don't know how to go outside and ride bikes and shit like that because why? All they've known their whole life is social media and so on and so forth. This is why you see older people like, now we don't put all our information on the internet like that. That's just retarded. But the young folks like, what do you mean privacy? Like everybody knows we upload all of our personal stuff. It's normal to them because they've already been brainwashed and conditioned to do these things, all right? Continuing on, it says, to meet the goal, which works out to 1 million immunizations a day, he acknowledged that his administration would need to move several times faster than Trump's and vowed to invoke the Defense Production Act to accelerate the jab production and launch an educational campaign to tackle jab hesitancy. Again, the brainwashing. Why would you hesitate to take this? Maybe because you're rational and you're thinking and looking logically. Like every time y'all trying to show me something to calm me down and tell me it's okay to take this, these people all getting sick and everything, and I'm worried about my health. Y'all done rush this at the last minute and so on and so forth. You telling me I need a open heart surgery right now immediately or I'm about to die or whatever, whatnot, this and that. But, none of the trained doctors are around and they don't have all of my information and everything like that. It normally take a while for all this and that. But look, there's a possibility your ass might die. Here's this dude who, you know what I'm saying? He just started surgery school like last week, bro. Like he eventually gonna be a doctor. So let him just go ahead and operate on you right now, man. And if you question that, then there's something wrong with your ass. Like, no, this nigga's not. No, he ain't certified for this shit. What the hell going on here, man? All right. It says Biden promised to move heaven and earth to get things moving in the right direction, and he said he will spare no effort to ensure people are jabbed. He's gonna move heaven and earth, right? And also he's gonna spare no effort. They're gonna come in like madmen sparing none. But even with more aggressive response in place than the president-elect warned this will take more time than anyone would like and more time than the Trump administration promised. Things are going to get worse before they get better, Biden said, predicting soaring cases in the near future and a total of 400,000 American dead from the pandemic before he takes office. So look, they're going to use these fear tactics to get you to go ahead and jump into their arms, man. All right. Is it these two? Yeah. It says, we don't know for certain how many Americans need to be jabbed for life to be able to get back to normal for everybody, including vulnerable groups. So you got all these misnomers and you don't know about this, you don't know about that, but we need to trust you, trust your information, this and that. But you don't even know about these things, man. All right. It's like you want me to trust you in open heart surgery, but you don't know what do you call them, stethoscopes or whatever. See, I ain't a doctor, so one of those or a scalpel or whether you should wear gloves or not. I'm like, yo, this motherfucker don't even know. Hell no, you're not about to operate on me. Oh, you're just a conspiracy theorist. Like, no, nigga, you clearly not prepared for this. It says the number depends on the number of factors, including how infectious the virus is and how effective the jab is. Dr. Anthony Fauci, the U.S. top infectious disease official, says the figure for umbrella of immunity for all Americans lies between 75 and 85% of the people getting jabbed, though this is liable to change, in which he's already admitted to lying about and boosting these here numbers. It was like, herd immunity like 60 to 65%, 65 to 70%, 70 to 75%. Now it's 75 to 85%, man. It says 337,210 people have died from the pandemic in the U.S. At the time of writing this article. Nearly 19.5 million have been diagnosed with the illness. So we just do some simple math. They're trying to fearmonger you with these numbers. All right, let's just say 20 million or 10 million, right? Let's just say 10 million people done caught this, but less than, 300, less than 1 million people done died from it. That's like what, 1%. Less than 1% of these people done died from this situation, but y'all want to go, balls to the wall for this here situation, all right? So let me grab some scriptures here real quick. Matter of fact, let me start here and Damn. Well, it's all good. So I wanted to grab some definitions. I'm just going to go back to the blue letter. This is Revelation 13 and 16. And he calls it all. All right. This is one of the major things. He's going to call us all. This is why they have their plans, the way they have these plans to get everybody jabbed up. You know, they keep increasing the amount for the so-called herd immunity of this jab and everything like that. Till they damn near get, oh, we got to just jab up 99% of the population and we'll all be all right. Knowing that they going to be the 1% that don't get jabbed up or whatever, whatnot, while everybody else die off. All right. It says, and he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that have the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Let me switch over a little bit. All right, so this is what they're planning on doing, man. They plan on jabbing up everybody. And it's just not a certain city or town here in the U.S., a certain state. It's the whole United States, not just the whole United States. This is going out globally, man. This is a global plan that they have going out to basically jab up the whole entire population, man. All right. So let me go from there to Daniel 8. I want to say 25. And through his policy also, he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. All right. See, this is that witchcraft that they're pulling over your eyes. They're showing you the witchcraft on the TV and fear-mongering you into these things or whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Getting you scared to go out here and take these things that they're telling you are supposed to cure you, make you better, make you so you don't get sick or whatever, whatnot. But your ass going to wind up getting sick anyway, man. All right. And through his policy, he shall also cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in heart. And by peace shall destroy many. Because look, they coming out as a so-called savior right now to save the basically the whole globe population, man. All right. It says, and by peace shall destroy many. All right. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes and shall be broken without hand. All right. So this is what their plan is to do. By way of like the scripture also say, he frameth mischief, or he roughly paraphrase, he frameth mischief by a law, man. He's trying to get over on you by what? Enacting these here laws and everything like this. Well, it's constitution. It's in the law. It's in the law. All they have to do is go out and, well, really, they already wrote this in the law, basically saying they can go out here and kill you for any reason. No evidence, no trial, no nothing like that. You could think that it started with George Bush, Barack Obama doubled down on it, the Patriot Act, the NDAA Act, and so on and so forth, But see, these are laws that's been put in place, and they use it under the guise, killing anybody anywhere in the world. All right, even Americans on American soil. All right, they can use the military on American soil to kill even Americans. They wrote that in the law because of what? Oh, the so-called threat of a certain terrorist group out there in the Middle East and what do you call Iraq and Syria. All right, the so-called leader of that was this dude now named al-Baghdadi, who was an American. It was basically an Edomite. All right, and it was like, well, I mean, he, y'all think of him as an Islamic terrorist, but he's actually an American, from America, or whatever, whatnot. Not knowing that this was all a ploy for things like this. Now they're going to start enacting it because why? Everybody's going to be walking around and don't want to follow suit. You're going to be walking around as a domestic terrorist, liable to spread this here pandemic, man. All right? Because why? They put it into their laws like this, man. All right? Let me go from there to Slovakia. Another precept before I wanted to go into the part of oh, let me grab this one. This is why I came back over here. Revelation 16. All right. This is Revelation 16 and verse 2. And the first went out and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. All right. So tapping into this, let's look at a couple definitions here. So we're going to look into first the word noisome, right? It says of bad nature, all right, not such as it ought to be, the mode of thinking or feeling, acting, base, wrong, wicked, troublesome, injurious, pernicious, destructive, painful. All right. So let's go back one. Now let's look up this here word, grievous. It says bad or of bad nature or condition, in a physical sense, diseased or blind. All right. So look, let me go back one. Now let's look up this here word, sore. It says a wound producing a discharge, a pus, a sore, ulcer, right? That's pretty much it. All right. So basically, going into this noisome or grievous sore, all right, it's bad times, illnesses, and so-called things like this, man. And what are they touting out about these things? Oh, these pharmaceutical companies can't be sued for the ill effects of these things, and they're preparing for these things or whatever, whatnot. Not only that, you know, you've seen a lot of these people, like that one lady who took the jab. 15 minutes later, she fainted on TV. Now can't nobody find her nowhere, and they finding like signs that she didn't died all over the internet and everything like that. And ain't nobody else, you know, they not trying to produce. Well, they produce somebody that don't quite look like this lady, all right, but whatever, whatnot, you know. You have plenty of these other doctors and nurses, like the one lady, one Jake lady who took the jab, and now her whole face is like swole up and like paralyzed or whatever, whatnot, man. People's tongues swelling up, all right. People dying from these jabs and everything like this, man. All right, and this ain't even the chip, all right. But ultimately, look, this is what's leading up to it, man. All right, and you're starting to see these things coming to pass, man. All right. While I'm over here, let me go back to Revelation 3 and 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth. All right. Now, when you go into this, it's going to come upon all the world. All right. This is going to be that temptation is going to come upon the whole earth. All right. It says, this is the word for try. It says to try whether a thing can be done. Can they pull the wool over your eyes? To attempt and endeavor, a trial, to make trial of a test, for the purpose of ascertain his quality, or what he thinks, or how he will behave himself. All right. So in a bad sense, to test one maliciously, craftily, to put to the proof of his feelings or judgments. So these are the things. Let me read the next one. To try or to test one's faith, virtue, character, by enticing to sin, to solicit to sin, to tempt, the temptations of the devil. All right. So all these different things are going into what? These are going to be the temptation. All right. Well, let's go back one real quick, because we're talking about the temptation that's coming to try the whole earth, right? It says, this is the word for temptation. All right. An experiment, an attempt, a trial proven. All right. It says, jumping down, it says a trial of a man's fidelity, and fidelity is basically going into faith, integrity, virtue, or consistency. All right. So, hey, you talking about you got integrity or whatever, whatnot. Look at Job. Job was going through all those bodily ailments and everything like that, so on and so forth. And his wife was like, why don't you just curse the Most High and die? You know, and he was like, yo, basically like, yo, like, bitch, where's your integrity at, man? How we gonna get blessed from the Most High, not also get cursed by the Most High? Like, yo, if we can take the blessings, we can also take the punishments and everything like that, man. All right, so on and so forth. But nevertheless, you know, he stuck with it, man. You know, yeah, he was basically complaining about a lot of things, but like, yeah, man, this shit sucks or whatever, whatnot. Hey, you get a goddamn flat tire out in the rain or whatever, whatnot. You know, you might not be in the best of mood. Man, fuck this goddamn tire, man. I hate this shit, whatever, whatnot. But you over there changing the tire versus somebody like, you know what? I ain't even gonna fuck with this shit at all, man. All right, but nevertheless, this is the temptation that's coming to try man's faith. Let me keep going down. It says, an enticement to sin, temptation, whether arising from the desire or from the outward circumstances. So, hey, your desire to eat and go and live a normal life, go back out clubbing, go to concerts and everything like this. All right, or for the outward circumstances, everybody done lost their jobs. Look, we want to get back to a norm. All right, get back to what your so-called normal life. You're going to go get jabbed up, man. This is the test that's going out here to test you. All right. It says an internal temptation to sin, of temptation by which the devil sought to divert Yahushua the Messiah, Hamashiach, from his divine. Um, that's not really going into it. It says, of a condition of a thing or mental state by which we are enticed to sin or elapse from faith and holiness. All right, because look, ultimately the scriptures say, look, woe to you that put your trust in Egypt, all right, and take counsel, but not of me. You're supposed to be having trust and faith in the Most High, that He gonna guide you in the right direction. All right, not going off of, trusting into your enemies. All right. It says of a condition of a thing or mental state. All right, by which we are enticed to sin or elapse from the faith of holiness. Adversity, affliction, trouble sent by the Most High, and serving to test or prove one character or faith, holiness. Like going into this, because everybody, you got a lot of these Christians or whatever, whatnot, all these people that go to church and claim they have faith in this and that. I believe in this and that. God got me. But when these things come to pass, what are they doing? They're running out to the damn the doctor's office and so on and so forth to go get jabbed up. And I guarantee there's gonna be a lot of these people that are pretty much in the know. Let's go to these churches or whatever, whatnot, and they're in the know about what these things are going to, and they're conditioned and told not to take this here situation. But guess what? They're gonna be walking around saying, "No, I ain't get jabbed up. I ain't get jabbed up." The Most High gonna kill all those folks that get jabbed up, but lo and behold, they all jabbed up, man. All right. So look, this is what's gonna ultimately be that how do I say that how do I say the not the desire, but the proving ground of whether or not you really, really believe in the Most High or not, or if you really, really have faith or not, man. All right. It says temptation and trial of the Most High by men, rebelling against the Most High by which his power. But nevertheless, the point is, let me jump down here. It says a putting of proof. Like I said, you say you have faith. Now it's time to show you have faith by experiment of goods, experience of evil. All right, solicitation, discipline, or provocation, by implication, adversity, temptation, and try. So this is the great temptation that's going to come and try your faith, man. Everybody say they got faith. Now it's time to put up or shut up, man. Everybody say they believe in the Most High. Now it's time to put up or shut up. We finna really see who really believed in the Most High, who really had faith in the Most High, man. All right, no matter what you've been doing on this here earth, you put up 1 billion videos, woke up so many people in the truth that they Israelites, hell, even raised the damn dead, man. All right, but then you go out here and you take this here situation and you get the mark of the beast. Where was your faith really at, man? This is the time when the Most High said he was going to actually deliver you, man. All right, you said you had faith while you was riding the bike and you believe you could ride the bike, but you got the training wheels on, and you say you got faith, but you're scared to take the training wheels off, man. The proving of your faith is when you take the training wheels off and then, allow somebody to ride that bike like that, man. All right, so I'm going to grab one more and we're going to close out. This is 2nd Esdras 16 and like verse 70. 71. Let me start at 68. It says, "For behold, the burning wrath of the great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle, with things offered unto idols." All right, because look, you complacent, you ain't really doing this and that, and so on and so forth. But then ultimately, your ass gonna wind up getting jabbed up, man. All right, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and reproach and trodden underfoot. Because look, if you ain't doing no work, you're not working for the Lord. Hey, there ain't gonna be no hedge or no covering for you, man. All right, but then ultimately, you got a lot of people that say, "Oh, I believe I'm this and I'm that. They ain't finna jab me up, this and that." You're going to be had in derision, man. They're going to jab your ass up, put you in a hard spot, and you ain't been building up your faith and exercising, all these different things that you was given as tools. Ephesians 6, all right? You ain't been exercising these tools or whatever, whatnot, man. As soon as you start going hungry, they're talking about you're going to lose your job, you're going to lose your housing, your wife and your kids are going to leave you or get taken away from you. A lot of people are going to wind up folding into this here situation, man, and they're going to wind up getting jabbed up and then ultimately die anyway, man. It says, verse 69 again, "And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and reproach and trodden underfoot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities, a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord." All right, because ultimately, the men of the Lord are going to be the ones ultimately that's going to firmly stand on not taking this here situation, man. Of course, you got, so-called Christians and other whatever denomination they believe in, or even atheists that know well enough not to, or in their heart, with their mouth, they say they're not going to take this here jab, You You still have some people that aren't in this here truth, that are not Israelites or whatever, whatnot, that they might just stand for against it anyway. Hell, they might actually be Israelites, having faith, But nevertheless, this is what's going to wind up happening. So, like I said earlier, basically the men of the Lord are going to wind up becoming what? Domestic terrorists. Because why? We're going to be like, yo, we're not taking this here situation. Then they're going to say, look, well, y'all walking around being basically walking time bombs. Y'all can start spreading the pandemic again. Y'all can cause everything to shut back down again and destroy the economy. It's going to be all you guys' fault. You guys are the domestic terrorists. We trying to protect the homeland and protect everybody here, protect the economy. And you guys are the ones that's walking around that's not helping out, man. You hear the stories right now about how people that was in the beginning half, when you're talking about the lockdowns for 2 weeks and people didn't want to be locked down and wearing masks and social distancing. Then you had the people who didn't want to do all those things. Then they'd be like, look, we still locked down 8-9 months later or whatever, whatnot, because you niggas didn't want to wear masks and you niggas didn't want to do this. So that you already have people on low levels blaming people for these things being extended to this here point in time, because why? They didn't so-called follow suit from what Esau was pushing down their throat, man. So how much more when it comes down to everybody being jabbed up, save the men of the Lord, the elect, man. All right, everybody gonna look at us. You're gonna be hated of all men for my name's sake, man. Oh, these the only niggas walking around that ain't jabbed up. We gonna all die because of that. Oh, use common sense. You in a classroom with your kids or whatever, whatnot. Let's say you a parent with your kids in school. Everybody in the class is all got their flu shots or whatever, whatnot. Can't catch the flu, but then they looking at you and your kid like you crazy. And you gonna get everybody else sick because you decide not to get your kid jabbed up with the flu shot, man. You'd be like, well, wait a minute. If they all immune to this because they didn't went and got their shots, why are you scared? Even if my kid did come in here with the flu, ain't your kid immune from getting this? Why would you be scared? They don't use this common sense, because why? They're being conditioned and brainwashed right now by this witchcraft in the media. It says, verse 71, they shall be like madmen and sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. All right, because why? Again, these are going to be the ones that's going to be wholeheartedly not taking this here situation. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. All right, because why? Ultimately, the men of the Lord, again, the elect, they're not going to want to take in these things, man. They're going to come down with great wrath against them. And what? The Lord is going to raise up that standard. Then it's going to be known who is his chosen. Because look, when the devil came down with great wrath, trying to, with all force, trying to, basically kill your ass off, the Most High, something is going to be a spiritual intervention, a divine intervention that's going to take place, man. Then it's going to be obvious who was following after the Lord, man. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, this here lesson was edifying into the elect. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that root well. And salutation and much love for you, Aki, pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Till next time, I say, stay strong. Shalom.